Good morning from the bedroom. I'm gonna get a ladder. I'm gonna climb up, do a bit of dusting, do a bit of filling, do a bit of sanding, and then we can get stuck into painting the walls in breakfast room green. Let me show what it looks like now it's light in here. So here are all the colours. We've got breakfast room green. We've got, what's it called? Whirly bird. So we've got whirly bird, vert de terre, and light blue. The opacity of these paints is so impressive. We had the same experience with the Farrenball paints in the spare bedroom in setting plaster. We only needed like 2 coats. Like it's, it looks so good. It's a resounding, this one. On camera, it really does not show up the difference in these tones. These three are so different, and on camera they just look like slightly lighter versions of one another. This is much more vibrant green, this is a much more flat green, and this is a very grey green. So yeah, they look very different, but I just really like the dark green. I just feel like it's going to work in here. I also love whirly bird too, but I'm drawn to the dark one. I think we should go for it. And it's actually not that dissimilar to the painting colour of the dresser downstairs, which is interesting. The electrician came last night and he's going to come back and do this on Friday. But yeah, right now I'm going to basically get on a ladder and fill this part here and dust and sort that spider out, and then a bit of filling over there, and then we can start painting. I'm probably going to start from the top down, cutting in, and then do the bottom. And we've got a eggshell paint for the skirting in the same colour, just because it's obviously so you can knock a lot easier. And we went for the modern emulsion from Farrenball rather than the original, because the original is very matte, and if you touch it, it's like clay. It will come off and it will mark. So I personally always go for something with a slight sheen. It says the percentage of the sheen is like 7% or something really low, so it won't look shiny at all. But it just means it's a bit more wipeable. Like I can see here, it's like not sheeny at all, but I can touch it and it doesn't feel matte, which is important, I think. Thank you for all of your advice on the damp issue in this room. We're fully on it, we're aware. There's really, if I show you, there's not anything severe happening. You can see the walls don't have any damp anywhere. There's a bit of damp mold here, which I'm going to make sure that obviously I spray with bleach and remedy that before we begin anything. Same goes for all the skirtings. I'm going to clean them all with the Astonish mold and mildew spray. And this room is a room that we were drying a lot of our clothes in, so I think that's why that's happened. And also when we moved in, there wasn't this issue at all. I think that it's just one of those things when you have an old house. The maintenance of an old house is a lot, and I think that we just kind of moved in at a time when the repointing needs doing, the outside gutters need sorting, and those are just maintenance jobs that come with having an old house that you kind of need to do every year or two. They're just stuff that you have to sort out. And well, not the repointing, you don't have to do that every year, but stuff like cleaning out the gutters. I just think they're like a lot of the other things with the house. It's just stuff that hasn't happened in a while, potentially because the house has been owned by quite a few different people over the years and people haven't got round to it, and those things have just kind of ended up not happening. It's just one of those things. So we're on it. It's pointless doing any sort of work like that in the winter. You won't get a builder to do it in the winter because it's going to be cold and wet outside, and you're going to be spending loads of money getting someone to do a job that they can't do half the time because it's too cold and it's too wet. So we are arranging for a builder we're going to speak to a builder, write a huge list, come up with a plan. Thank you so much for all your really, really wonderful, helpful advice about working with tradesmen, and it just made me feel so much better knowing so many of you have experienced similar and ways that you have found to target it. So we're going to be taking that all on board, and over Christmas we're going to be writing a huge list basically of everything we want done at the house, like a massive list. Separate it into like priorities and projects, speak with a builder and basically get quotes for every little detail and all the jobs we want doing, and then we can make a plan for the future, for the next few years, of when we're going to do things, what the priority is, what timings, that kind of thing, and be really organised with it. And obviously top of the priority is to do the repointing and the gutters and sort out anything when it comes to that with the damp. the main walls that are issues are the walls on either side, this side of the house. So this wall over here with our bedroom, that wall hasn't got paint on it, but there's a gutter that hasn't, it's basically a gutter that goes into nothing. So it's not been finished. So we need to fix the guttering and then repoint the wall, and then that damp issue will go. And then this wall here is the wall that's like the corridor between, it's like a little alleyway almost, between our house and the office building. So it doesn't get any light, and I think that it's kind of basically opens the elements a lot more and that creates damp, which is why there's a little bit of damp on this wall. So that we will be removing the paint on that wall and this wall, and then repointing in lime plaster so that it can breathe, and taking care of it in years to come. So maintaining that issue, always keeping the windows open, and yeah, just not, I'm basically saying to Alex now, we're not drying any clothes upstairs anymore. We're going to be drying clothes just in the kitchen, and allocating like it's only going to happen at the weekend, so our kitchen doesn't always have clothes in it. Because I think at the minute we're in a bit of a routine where Alex just always is doing the washing, which is really great because it means everything's always in a good cycle, but it means we're often drying things up in the bedrooms, which probably doesn't help if they're not bedrooms that are used. There's just a lot of moisture sitting in here, and that's probably going to eradicate the issue. Redecorating in here, not having the clothes drying in here, and you know, making sure that we're cracking the windows open more regularly will probably get rid of the damp issue until next year when we repoint and sort everything out. And yeah, it's going to be a practical approach next year of doing the necessary things. So that will be number one, and then number two will be the bathroom, because I'm just concerned as time goes on that there is minor leaks happening, like tiny bits of water and moisture getting in to the floorboards and stuff. Maybe not, maybe I'm just being paranoid, but I've heard horror stories of that where there's a slight leak and then people have to like completely remove all the joists and stuff. So I just want to ensure that there's nothing happening when it comes to water leaking underneath the bathroom, and we'll get that sorted. And then other jobs will come as they come. Obviously the patio is important, but that's more of a practical, that will happen probably the same time we do the repointing the gutters. We'll do the patio, so it's kind of like an outdoor landscaping kind of, you know, that kind of a maintenance outside work job. And then the driveway will potentially be something we do, I don't know, at the same time or the following year, because it's going to be expensive. But our driveway is just horrendous, and it doesn't make me happy when I come home when it looks like this, because there's building works, there's like building equipment out there at the minute, like loads of materials, and the driveway has those cracks in it, because I think that it's so difficult to reverse into. Some delivery men, through no fault of their own, have probably accidentally hit the wall a bit because it's so tight and it's been rendered over, so it just doesn't. I want the Cornish wall back. There's a Cornish wall hidden under there. I want to remove the rendering, restore the Cornish wall, and just have a beautiful traditional Cornish wall and make it look like our farmer neighbours, because they have like lovely rustic Cornish walls with gates, and it looks just, you know, traditional and like a traditional rustic farmhouse, nothing too fancy, and just gravel the entrance so it looks all neat and tidy, and maybe put a hedge up so that it looks neat and tidy, and keep it simple. But anyway, let's get started with this room and do a bit of filling, do a bit of sanding. I've just got to locate the ladder. Yeah. Okay, so we've had a really successful bout of painting. I have basically cut in the coving around the top and down the walls, and then I've used the eggshell paint on the skirting, the windowsill, and the door here and the door here. I really don't like this door because it doesn't match this door. It looks like a front door. It's a kind of, I don't know, it looks like, it just doesn't look right. It's not the old style of door. So when we do the bathroom, also the architrave's a bit odd. When we do the bathroom, we'll change that door, so I'm not too worried about how that looks. But it's really giving a lovely feeling in here as I'm painting it. Like this colour is such a gorgeous colour, and it's really providing such a nice feeling in here. And Alex is just finishing off some sanding of the skirtings. Then I can finish the skirtings, and then before I go to bed tonight, I'm gonna put a coat with a roller on. I always get kind of into the zone when I start painting, and I feel like it would be a shame to wake up and this room not to be like painted with the roller. There'll definitely be like loads of stuff we have to do after that. We're gonna have to like sand and fill again. And there'll be like patches probably where there won't be paint because there's filler. But it will still be like, I always just like to have almost like a draft of the bedroom done, and then you can then move on from there. I'm not sure if we're going to paint the ceiling really. I think we're just going to touch up the ceiling, or maybe just give it a quick paint because it looks okay. But yeah, loving this colour. What are you drawing? You are so funny about how thoroughly you do that. Alexa, play The Waitress. I know this camera's going to struggle, but we have officially painted the whole room. Everything is green. I'm slightly worrying that everything is green, and I should have had like contrast with the skirting and the coving, because I'm now looking at it thinking, was that the right decision? And the doors as well, because I'm like, it's a lot of green. But the good thing is I can change that. If we move in over December and put all the, get the curtains up, get the furniture in, and I look at it and I go, do you know what, I think it should have the white skirting and the white coving, then I would happily come and paint. Well, I wouldn't happily, it'd be a bit annoying, but I would come in and paint again, paint the doors and paint everything to make it sort of not feel like that. But it is quite cool, something about like a bit different about it. So I have this hunch that it's probably the sort of decorating project that when you're doing it, you're a bit like, whoa. And then when you complete it, like you put pictures on the wall, you put lamps, you put colours, you put all that other stuff, it comes together. Or at least that's what I'm hoping. So you'll have to find out. And I'll see you in tomorrow's video. I'm going to insert a clip from tomorrow for the giveaway for today, because I am unsure. I said this to you yesterday, that I'm like running out of, my brain is getting a bit like, whoa, what are the giveaways? So yeah, it'll be a clip from tomorrow that I will share the giveaway. But yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Today's giveaway is a very exciting one, especially if you live in Cornwall, but it also can apply to those of you who are thinking of visiting Cornwall. We have a £50 gift voucher from Longstore and Springtide, 2 restaurants here in Cornwall, for you to go and have a meal. So £50 towards your meal at both those restaurants. They are restaurants that I've been to and loved. They have great vegan menus, and I'm really appreciative for them for contributing to the giveaway, because I want to support Cornish businesses, and I know so many of you are probably planning on visiting in the summer. And also lots of you already live here. So Longstore is in Truro and Springtide is in Charlestown. And yeah, they're both great restaurants. So if you would like to win a £50 voucher from both Springtide and Longstore, then please leave a comment down below and say why you'd like to win. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, and also give this a share and follow me over on Instagram and TikTok for a bonus entry. I will be having a look over there as well. And thanks again to Longstore and Springtide for contributing to the giveaway. I'll leave a link to them down below if you want to go visit them, because I just think they're really nice restaurants either way outside of the giveaway. And I'll see you in my next Vlogmas.